What's going on, guys? Daryl Barrel Blazing Barbells coming back at you with a new video. Sorry I've been MIA for a minute. I had to do my annual training. I was gone for 2 weeks. Had my kid's birthday, had a whole bunch of stuff going on in life, so I've just been kind of tied up, busy. But I'm back and I got some new content I'm working on, so stay tuned. But today we're talking about this guy, and specifically this guy. So stay tuned. Here we go. All right, guys. So talking about this this little Sightmark mini shot A-Spec M3. The mini shots, I've had quite a bit of experience with them. They've got two new ones coming out that are actually solar powered. I'm patiently waiting for those to get delivered. But I've had the M-Spec, the A-Spec, and the A-Spec M3. So the M3, the specific about the M, or what's specific about the M3 is it actually is, if you can tell, this is a Glock 43. It's on the RMSC platform, or footprint, if you will. So the way it actually mounts is just these two screws up here, but it has the correct footprint to match up with an RMSC. I do know that the new solars that are coming out, the small one, which is the same as this this size, is coming out on the RMSC footprint. And the bigger one, which would fit on, you can run it on an AR or like a Glock 19 or a Staccato or something like that. It's going to be on the RMR footprint. So very common footprint. Most of the weapon systems now, the slide cuts are RMSC or RMR. So kind of transitioning over and sticking with the what's familiar, what's the latest and greatest. So but I want to talk about this guy specifically. Now, if you notice, this thing, it looks a little dirty. That's because this is actually my EDC firearm. So I have intentions of changing out the frame to one of my polymer 80 frames, but I'm still dealing with a holster issue with that. So in the meantime, this is the best setup I can kind of come up with. Now, I do love this setup. I just like the P80 grip a little bit better than the stock Glock grip. It just feels a little better in my hand, but this is what we're working with. So a couple things about the M3 here. Like I said, it is RMSC, so it will fit 43s. The SIG, the small SIG, I'm trying to remember what it's called, and the Hellcat, there's a couple of the smaller slim frames. That's what it's actually designed to fit. It is obviously 1x magnification, so there's no magnification. The red dot on it, I'm attempting to not flag myself here, is 3 MOA, so it's not huge by any means. Obviously, this is not a huge reticle to look through, so you don't want to be filling it up with a bunch of red. I do like the size of the dot. When I'm on target, it is just about that. Honestly, I like 2.5 to 3. That's my preferred size. The battery life is 500 to 100,000 hours. Now you're probably like, damn, that's a really broad spectrum of time, and I'm like, yeah, I got it. The reason it's 500 to 100,000 hours is because this thing actually has a sensor in it that when you cover up this area right here, it actually goes into like a sleep mode, basically. Or they call it the low power mode. So it actually comes with a cover you can put on it. Like if you aren't carrying this and you just keep it stored in your gun safe, you can actually put the cap on it. It's just a little rubber piece that slides over, protective kind of thing. It actually goes into a low power mode. If you're in a dimly lit room and you actually draw it out, it will actually be dimmed down to the ambient light of the room, which is actually nice, because a lot of times when you're in a really dark room and you draw a red dot, it will actually overpower and it kind of like sun flares, and you have a hard time seeing. So, or getting on target, I'll put it that way. But with this, it actually dims down to the kind of match the amount of light that you're dealing with. So, and there's no way I'm going to get this on camera, but if I put my finger over it right here, it dims down, and then as soon as I take it off, it brightens right back up. So that's where they come up with the 500 to 100,000 hours. It is auto brightness setting, just like what I was talking about. It just kind of senses how much light is, and I've got a light literally right here above me. It's super bright right now, so, you know, and it's, you know, just standard LED bulbs in there. So for how big it will actually take caliber wise, this is rated up to a 357 H&H, so you're going to be able to run this on a plethora of firearms. 357 is a pretty big handgun round, so if you wanted to hunt with it and you're running 357, I know here in Ohio 357 with a 6-inch barrel, you can hunt with that, even deer hunt with that. So you could essentially deer hunt with this. I don't know why you would, but you could do it. It is aluminum. It weighs a very small amount. I don't know if it actually even gives you the weight. Oh, 0.7 ounces. So it weighs almost nothing. It's super light. It is red. I don't know. I think I showed you guys. It is red. I do wish they would come out with a green option on this, just because I got a soft spot for green dots. I don't know why. I don't have any, and I want one. So I'm hoping that the Solars that are coming out, they come out with a green option, because I'll be buying one. I've had this on just this setup. This is the only setup I've used this on, whereas my standard mini shot, I've used it on AR platform. I actually had it on, I believe it was that one for a while. I had it on this guy for a while. I've had it on 2 different Glocks. Put well over 1,000 rounds through it. Haven't had any issues with it. This one, I've probably got 150 to 200 rounds through it and haven't had any issues yet. Obviously, being my CCW, firearm, I do run it frequently, but not as much as I would like. I'll put it that way. So, it is co-witness capable. As you can see, you can get it lined up there pretty easily. So, and it's aluminum. Now, one thing that kind of threw me that I've never seen before is if you look on the bottom here, see if I can get it, that you notice there's a little line of material between the slide and the actual red dot. Let's see if I can get a little better. There you can kind of see it. It actually comes with 2 little pads. They're like a rubber kind of material that you put in between, and it's to cushion so it doesn't get quite so much impact. Obviously, smaller frame, 9mm, you get a lot of aggressive beating. So that's actually to help kind of cushion it. And it also is where the battery's mounted, so it also helps to keep the battery from bouncing around and doing all kinds of crazy nonsense in there. It does work with CR, I had it on here, CR 2032. So small battery. Yeah, I really like this thing. Overall, I haven't had any issues, but the couple things to note, there's a screw hole right there, and there's a screw hole right there. That's the adjustment. It's just like with any red dot, up, down, left, right. It does not click, all right? So it actually comes with an adjustment tool that if you're shooting and you're actually using a target that shows, the blocks and gives you, hey, 1 MOA, move this many clicks or whatever, it actually gives you a tool you put in there. I didn't use the tool. I just put it in there and just give it a slight turn, fired a few more rounds, got it, dialed in the way I wanted it. But it does not click. The reason it does not click is because it's so compact, they didn't have the space to put the actual little clicky things in there, whatever it is that little D10 is that stops that rotation. They didn't have the room for it. So just so you know, if you go to do it and you're like, this thing doesn't click, it's okay. It's intended that way. Is aluminum. The only thing that I found that I don't like, and this is not a knock on the product at all, this is a knock on me for not taking care of my freaking stuff. The lens will get dirty. It happens on every red dot. If you carry a red dot, if you carry any kind of a firearm and you conceal carry it, it's going to get dirty. Like I got dust, and just like you get lint in your pocket, you get lint and dust on this thing. So it does get dirty. So occasionally I got to remind myself, go in, clean this thing off, make sure it's, mission capable. Other than that, I mean, it's not that expensive. If I remember right, it was like 200 bucks. Not really high price range. Like it's just a nice unit. Like overall, it's just a nice unit. Give you guys a without flagging myself here. You guys a nice view of it. It does have a nice designed in Texas with the flag on the side of it. I know a lot of people, they get mad, oh, you run in Sightmark. I've had zero issues. I absolutely love their products. So hopefully you guys like this video. I know it's a little shorter, but I did want to do a review on this thing, kind of give you guys a rundown of it. Really like it. I have had it, like I said, for a little while now, and this is the first time I've kind of busted it out for a video. Hopefully you like the video though. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe. I don't even know what all the buttons are. I need to learn these freaking buttons at some point, but you know, hit all the things you're supposed to do to help my channel and whatever. And stay tuned. I'm going to be working on another video here in just a minute. I got another product right here that we're going to do another video for. So as always, stay tuned, stay tactical, and I'll see you guys next time.